live. They're like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "Give me a second."
We have connected to the YouTube channel.
We are YouTubing. Excellent.
All right. That should be working. Let me get my intro going and then we will get going here. All right. Here we go.
It's time for Red Salad Review with your hosts, Wayne New, Greg Narlow, and Lou Falco.
Well, that is an intro. That is an intro. I like that.
Very cool intro. I hope
Yes, indeed.
no, I need to make another one. That one's kind of like old now, but
I dig it. I like the whole that cool classic vibe thing going on there. That rats that looks cool, like the rat. It's very cool.
yeah. Thank you very much. Welcome to Rat Salad Review. Today I'm here with Falco from the band Wicked Maraya. What's going on?
A lot. It's been a great day. Interviews have started. Press has started on what is our. We like to say, I don't know if comeback's the right word, but we're back. I say we're like a fungus now. We're going to keep spreading
Yeah.
our new EP, and we are beyond excited about it.
Yeah, the new EP is called Chapters. What was the idea behind Chapters? Because it's just an EP, and every song is named Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. So
Yes.
what is the idea behind that?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, we've gotten some definite people feel very strongly about that. Either they really like it or they're like, ah.
Yeah.
But well, when we started, you know, we did we released the unreleased. We released the unreleased, never before released, A Lifetime in Hell
Lifetime
back
in
in
Hell.
there it is, 2015. We put two new songs on it, kind of threw that together quick, and but we were pretty proud of the songs we did. I especially thought Suicidal Dawn was really cool,
Mm.
and it really, to me, felt like it was a vibe off our Cycles record, which was the one that kind of broke ground for us. I mean, it got us where we were. I mean, our first tour was with Metal Church in Europe, and we toured with Ingve in the States and Dee Snider, and people really dug us, and it really put us on the map to where literally, I mean, 30 years later, we're back and we're here and people remember us. So it's you know, I really felt there was a good vibe on that, but we weren't prepared, I don't think, for the new music scene
Yeah, yeah.
that was happening.
It's changed a lot since Cycles, since this album.
Yeah, I mean, because there it is. Because
I have them all, by the way.
I love it.
I even got Mariah, the other two albums there.
Ooh,
So I've been a fan for a very long time.
I appreciate it. Yeah, they're very different CDs. I've got different
Yes.
varying opinions on all of them.
Yes, they're all very different.
But we figured, because we had been out of it a little bit, jump back in, and we're like, okay, we put a record out. High record label Massacre, who did a phenomenal job, and we're really happy to be back with again. But we were unprepared. We're like, okay, so you're gonna put us on tour, right? And they were like, whoa,
Right.
it's not 20 something years ago. And we were originally hoping, because Metal Church had reformed, Mike Howard joined the band, rest in peace. We're like, ooh, let's do a 1994 redo. We still keep in contact with some of the people on their whole team and some of the members. And we were kind of knocking the idea around. But lo and behold, it's like you said, it's not the same as it was. And markets are different, finances are different, everything's different. And it just didn't happen. And we weren't prepared. Okay. It did well, did cool on radio, metal radio, all that stuff. And then we kind of just were gone. Then about a year and a half ago, John and Dan especially, John has a studio in Long Island. He's producing a bunch of different bands, a lot of New York bands. His son's band, Psycho Hill's been doing really well. He really soaked up all the nuances of Jim Morris, our producer, who did Sabotage as well.
Yeah.
Crimson Glory, Iced Earth, who really formulated our sound from our early records. John took off as a producer. Dan had hooked up with Andy Wallace. Dan's studios up in Pennsylvania. Mixed the Gojira record. Avenged Sevenfold has remixed all the Ghost records. Is nominated for 2 Grammys. He, over the past, since the other stuff has been, learning and amazing. So what we did, he had played some stuff for people, and John was playing stuff for people, and people like, wait, you guys were in a band ages ago? Like, we just knew you were this. Like, wait. And they're like, whoa, this was good. They're like, what are you guys doing? So we all kind of got together and we are like, okay, I'm down. Let's do it.
Mhm.
So we put our heads together. John did a majority of the writing. Dan was really busy with Soundmind doing the mixing on all these albums. Dan's like, you guys, we're going to come up here, we'll mix. You guys handle the other stuff. So John did a majority of the writing. Mike and him got together. Michael had a lot of input on chapter 4, but John did a majority of the writing, as it was usually in the days, sent everything to me. And, I got my little studio here in my closet. And I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. And threw all my ideas down. And we just got 5 songs together because we figured timing, schedules, everybody's life going on. Let's see what 5 songs will do. But we got together. John had the drums already tracked up there, sent them to me. I got full songs, which was great. Put my ideas down, went up to Valley Stream, did the pre-production on the vocals. Pre-production ended up being final vocals on everything because they just came. We were so happy and blown away with how it came out, and kept it. By the time we got up to Dan's studio a couple of weeks later, spent 11 days up there doing, other stuff, added vocals, harmonies, guitar solos, the kids choir from JT Lambert, a school on chapter 5. Got that all together. Now, through this whole thing, I just had song 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Because after doing this for 8 billion years, you sit and go, God, a song title.
Right.
What are we going to call this one?
Yeah.
And being that we've all grown up together, we can be cruel to each other. And, someone comes up with a title and you sit and go,
Right.
No. And in theory, it was just like, we'll keep it song 1 through 5. We'll deal with it later. And then as the guys, were hearing stuff and, we were laying the track down, they were soaking up the vocals. Everyone's like, is there a theme here? And I said, well, actually, there is, believe it or not. I didn't want it. It wasn't planned on being a concept record, but there is a running societal, social commentary theme running through all 5 songs. And I never want to pigeonhole us. I try to make it to where the listener can get his own vibe, his or her own vibe on what the songs are about. They may get exactly what I was referring to. They may get something totally different. I don't care, as long as it moves somebody.
Right.
But needless to say, there was a little, theme running through it. And just like a normal book, you can have chapter 1 and 2. Chapter 3 might refer to a different part of a story, but it's still connected. It all comes back in the end. That's kind of like what it was. And I think John was like, oh, it's like a bunch of chapters. And we went, chapters. Chapter 1 to 5. I said, let's take the stick figures away, put the Roman numerals. That's cool. And we were like, and there were a couple of guys in the band. Michael was like, no, I want song titles. I have a song title for my song. And we were like, no, we're going to stick with this. It may be popular, maybe unpopular, but we figured let's just not preconceive notion for anyone. Read into it what you may. And then when we couldn't find anything for the EP, which was a whole nother hysterical conversation, I was like, chapters. And these are the chapters in it. And we all went, let's the music do the talking. Right. People are going to hate it. They're going to love or hate the title, whatever, the EP, but let's just go with that. But it does actually, as serendipitous as the word may be, there is a little running theme through all the songs. Chapter 1 is a start. 2 through 5 kind of go through a little storyline and then back to 5. So it worked. And for me personally, I'm like, I like it because it actually goes with the vibe of the EP.
Yeah, definitely. And I do hear like that cycles type sound in here too. And was that like intentional? Did you guys want to get back to that sound, or just happened because that's what you guys done forever?
It's funny. It's what we've done. See, I've given interviews over the years. By the time No Hope came out, the music scene had changed.
Right.
There were bands like Live and this and that. And, as always within a band of 5 people, whether it's 2 people, 10 people, everyone has a different vibe. And unfortunately, if not everyone's agreeing, you've got this and that. Right. And I tell people, I don't know if I've said this in a previous interview, but I mean, if you hear the demos for No Hope for Humanity, it was cycles meets like now, even though they weren't around then, from what I remember, like I can't think of the band off the top of my head. The band that does Chop Suey and stuff.
God, yeah. Why am I? I know it.
You know what I
People
mean?
watching
I
know
for
it.
some
Yes.
reason, for the life of me, I just drew a blank
System
on
of a Down. System
System of a Down.
Yeah.
We had songs on that when System of a Down came out. I remember John and I going, we had something that sounded like that on our demos. From No Hope demos were heavy.
Yeah.
It was Cycles expanded, but heavier.
Mm.
But the music scene was shifting and changing. Different members had different thoughts, and we said, okay, let's try to appease everyone. Let's bring it back a little. And I remember we went to the studio, and Jim Morris, we sat down for pre-production. We played through all the songs. I remember Jim looking at us going, what the F was that? Because that's not what we did, what I have all my notes on.
Right.
So I can honestly say that some of the albums, due to the scene, was not really maybe 100% what we did. I mean, Lifetime in Hell was, because that was 91 where we didn't know any better.
Right.
And the two new songs were kind of us getting back to our vibe. But with this record, EP, digital, whatever you call it these days, I don't even know. We were just like, especially since John did the majority of the writing, John's like, I'm writing what I write. And it is our true natural sound, which for the most part is Cycles.
Right. Yeah.
You know, all of us, even the members of the band at the time who wanted to change a little bit and get a vibe, we all grew up we're all related, basically. We all grew up as kids. We've all listened to the same stuff. I was like, not fooling anyone here. But we understand, you understand the pressures. You want to try to make it business, this and that. Yeah, but this time, which is so beautiful about this music scene nowadays, one of the amazing things is everyone listens to everything.
Yeah.
There's no pigeonholing, because you could just put it out the way it's happening now. You like it, you don't like it. Who likes it's going to listen to it. Who doesn't? There's such a wider avenue. So I can honestly say this is what we love to write. And I really love the fact that it has such a heavy Cycles vibe to it.
Yeah, definitely. I was listening to it a bunch of times today. I'm just like, wow, they really captured that sound from the early 90s. And yeah, I really like the Chapters EP. I think it's really, really good. And is it actually going to get a physical release, or just going to be digital?
We're working on that. Initially, it was just digital because, again, we've been gone for 7 or 8 years since the other one. And I kind of understand it from a business perspective. Massacre was like, to print up a whole bunch, there's a lot of overhead, recoup this and that. They're like, let's focus on digital and see what happens. But we have been talking with them, because we have gotten a bunch of requests, for physical. And we figured, I mean, it's a catch-22, because again, I'm sure we're the same. We're old school. It wasn't even registering in my head. I'm like, digital only?
Yeah.
But I mean, people that I know, they're like, I don't buy CDs anymore. We don't.
Right. Yeah.
But there are people who like it. So, and also it's fun for giveaways, I think. So we've actually been speaking with Master. We're going to see, hopefully shortly, either through them or through us, we're hoping to have some physical product.
Yeah. I also think too, in the metal community, I think they're mostly the collectors. They do still want that physical, the CDs, especially records too. I mean, there's records that are being re-released nowadays. It's just like people still buying that stuff. So
exactly. So we want to try to, I'm sure if we get 50,000 requests for hard copies, the Massacre's going to print them up like that.
Yeah, of course.
But in the meanwhile, we're just going to right now they're focusing on the digital, but it is in the works. I've told a lot of people on a lot of the posts online, they keep saying physical, and I try to, we try to respond as much as possible. Like, we're working on it. We do hear you, and we're gonna try to figure out, with that. But like I said, it's the new generation, which is one of the reasons why we're really excited about this, because I know, or I feel, the classic fans will dig this, and we've gotten an amazing response so far. But as I've mentioned in interviews, like, played it, for my, I try to touch base with the generation, the kids who sang on Chapter 5, or like my goddaughter or my stepdaughter. I'm like, hey, CDs, and they're like, no, we don't have them, but digital school. And then when they listened to this stuff, they were like, wait, wow. And I was like, excuse me. They're like, this is great. I mean, like, they liked Chapter 1, Chapter 3, Chapter 5. And I'm sitting there going, wait, you're like 16 and 17. You're not supposed to, you guys like this. And so the response we've gotten from a whole new generation, albeit, it's a select few who've listened to it, but even people we don't know that age, they're letting their friends hear it and they're digging it. So I'm like, wow, this is cool because even it's a new generation of releasing music,
Right.
but
Yeah.
the people, the kids who are hearing our stuff are digging it. So we're really excited because I'm like, this could be something.
It's gonna be some kind of resurrection.
Yeah. Ooh, good, good. I like that. I like where you went with that.
Yeah, yeah. You got to get those kids, the younger kids. I have a band too. I actually have two bands.
Yes,
And
I was reading up on it.
okay. And one of the women I work with, her grandson, he likes all sorts of different music. So I said, let your grandson listen to my album, whatever. A couple of days later, she comes back to me. He's like, he loves it. He can't stop listening to it. I'm like, oh my god! I gave him a free shirt so this way he can wear it to school, and now he can show all his friends in school, the band, and hopefully they'll catch on to it. But you always got to
Exactly.
aim for those younger kids because they're the ones that are going to keep the music alive.
Exactly. And they're the ones who, in all honesty, I mean, I've reached out to all the kids now that, I mean, they've gotten the release and they've seen the video, but they're on it. I'm like, take the video, splice it, TikTok it, make us go viral.
Yeah.
Do so, go have fun with it and go crazy because there is a whole new generation that admittedly we're just touching base on. I mean, we've got a lot of people helping us out on this release. We made sure to include people to say, listen, and this harkens back to the preparedness. We're more prepared this time as well. We got ourselves in order. We've got our financing in order as a band and said, we're going to allot, if need be, funds to do certain things because we want to get as much exposure because we're so proud of what we did. I mean, when this was done, we were all like, whoa, this is cool. Because I can admit when as I said, I have varying opinions on some of our old CDs. There's stuff that I can say I do not like it for varying reasons. Proud of it, but I don't have to like it. I mean, we did it. It's out there. But this, we were all looked at each other and we were just like, wow, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. I hope the best for you guys because I always felt like you guys were very underground, like not too many people heard of you. I was when I heard of you guys, it was actually probably around the time you released the Cycles album, and just some friends of mine in high school ended up picking up the CD somehow. I don't remember where, and they're like, you got to listen to this, and I was hooked ever since. And but I just never, after that you guys kind of like disappeared. Like I never heard of like well, maybe because you changed the name. What was the name change for? Why did you get rid of the Wicked thing?
That was another Wicked. Ooh, metal.
Really?
We can't have that because that's not in now. It's crap. I mean, we laugh about it now. Like at the time, we sit and we go like, we just, I think we fell to the pressure of the industry.
Right.
Wicked, okay. It might be too metal. Let's just call ourselves Mariah. And we were like, but when we did Lifetime, I especially me, I was like, we're going back to our name. We're doing everything, and the band agreed. They're like, no, because it's come full circle because it's so funny, everyone in the band is just, regardless of who wanted to maybe change that. You look at everyone in the band now. I mean, John and Dan, they're producing metal. Dan's producing metal. Gojira and been several different kinds of metal, but it's not, no one in the band's producing like better than Ezra. Right. Everyone's involved in metal. And I said, because we're a metal band, people, we're a metal band. And I think people realize when you're not really doing your truth. So right. This was just us, and it came so naturally and effortlessly. And I think people are hearing that.
Yeah, I think so too. With those other albums, I mean, Hope for Humanity and Counterculture. And they are, this one's, I like this one the most, and this
a lot of people do like that one.
This one's more alternative, like the music of that time.
Yes.
Agreed. Do you think with that name change, like just leaving Mariah, that people kind of really didn't associate with Wicked Maraya, and that's why the band really never caught on?
I think so. I mean, we did tour Europe as Mariah with the second with No Hope, but it was already like you could see the writing was on the wall with people who really loved the band. I mean, a lot of people do like No Hope. I mean, because when it went on Spotify recently, right before we did the chapters, a lot of people like, oh my God, it's my favorite, CD and this, that. And I'm like, really? I mean,
There
there
are
are a
some good
couple.
songs on there.
No, there are. I think Awakening, I think is killer. I think Dear Friend. I think I think it just sounds a little different. The production was a little different too than Cycles. I mean, I think we could have. I think maybe the reason I feel that way is because we kind of went a little more straightforward with the vocals.
Mhm.
To me, the vocals could have been a lot more interesting, like Cycles was. Cycles to me, when I explain things, sometimes I see things in colors, and like Cycles to me was deep and blue and there was so many layers. When I hear
Yeah.
No Hope, it's like gray.
Yeah.
It's like blah.
Hmm.
But I think Awakening's a kill song. We used to do that live. I mean, it's like 7 minutes long. It's like a Zeppelin-y cashmere in the light kind of vibe, and it used to go over amazing. That I think Dear Friend was cool because it was different. We
Right.
did something different with the the all the percussion and stuff. Fade Away I think is pretty cool. A couple of songs I think are good. I actually, I can be honest, I did listen to it like about a month ago, and I was like, all right, I don't hate it as much as I thought I did, but I still think it could have been better. But yeah, the name change definitely you know did something. And then while Counterculture was definitely more music at the time, we had a bunch of those songs done when we went to Europe for No Hope, and we played them live. But it was, while it was for the time, like, but it was more that Seven Dusty
Mhm.
heavy. Live, those songs killed.
Yeah.
Like even the crowds in Europe were like, what is this? We don't, and I'm like, this is new stuff we're working on. And they kind of dug it. There wasn't a lot of big vocals, there wasn't a lot of big layered production, but it was heavy, and
Mhm.
live it really translated well. So, but yeah, I think we were lost a little bit. And then when Massacre was like, we would love to release Lifetime in Hell, when we did the two new songs, the opportunity was there to like go, okay, let's recapture what we really are as opposed to what we were trying to be.
Right. Right.
And then we did that with this, especially. I again, I think I don't think it's you know how do I say, I don't want to say it like, it's not cheesy old school metal, but I just think it's good. It's cool because I think our stuff was always very interesting to listen to when there was
Yeah.
layers, and especially put your headphones on, or you listen in a car and you go, whoa. And we
Yeah.
try to really layer it to be interesting.
Yeah, that's what caught me on with you guys too, because your vocals too. It's like the way you layered the vocals. It just really, it stuck with me. It really adds to the music.
Yeah, and I have to say, I think John, the band was really happy. I'm really proud of this, especially because now we are
Yeah.
talking 30 something years later.
And you still have
And
your voice.
I mean, I sing a lot. I sing almost every weekend down here in Florida. I never stop singing. I mean, I
Okay.
sing bands down to cover bands. We play. But when we were getting ready to do this, I said, I'm going to focus more on getting my voice strong as opposed to the weekend partying, stuff.
Mhm.
I'm going to sing as if which I was getting ready to do an album. And when I do my demos in the closet, I'm not the most technical. I mean, the guys sent me great equipment. I got a great mic to sing on, but I kind of just threw this stuff down. But when we got in the studio and John's like, all right, we're going to do this for real, in front of an $8,000-9,000 microphone. Excellent. John's like, I like, I love this. Everything you did. He's like, let's sing it right now. And I sang it. And I remember him going, whoa, holy crap. And he's like, and then we just started going. He's like, I think your voice might be stronger than it was 30 years ago. And I said, yes, that's what I was going for. I wanted to be able to say that I can sing, and I can still sing everything from every album we have in the original key.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud personally for the vocal performance, because once we got going and John's producer brain started going, he's like, wait, we can do, he's like, I didn't expect that. He's like, can we do this? And I'd be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And he'd be like, oh, he's like, all right, now let's do this. And I mean, there's a part in chapter 5. We kept it lower in the mix to not be crazy, but if you listen to the third verse, there is my cat who's 18 pounds just jumped. There's a high lead vocal under the lower growly vocal in the third verse, like Painkiller, where he's high up there.
Mhm.
And I nailed it, full voice, not a falsetto. And the guys were like, "This is insane." And I said, "I just want to throw a little metal onto there." So like, I've had a couple of people go, "What is that interesting studio thing happening?" And I said, "Oh, that's me singing." And they were like, "Wait, you're singing? That's you that high?" I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, wow, that's awesome. Because not that many people can say they still had their voice. After such a long period of time of not singing. But you've been singing this whole time. Have you been doing like cover bands and stuff since the band kind of like broke up, or
Yeah,
what have you been doing?
I could not. I love being on stage. I love performing.
Hmm.
I say all the time. I mean, I'm very proud of my vocals, but I've always tell people I'm not a singer.
Hmm.
I'm an entertainer who sings. So I love getting up and entertaining. And even in New York, right before I moved to Florida, I was playing a cover band with our current drummer, Rob, who was the second drummer of Wicked Maraya when we were Mystic.
Hmm.
When John and Mike's brother James left the band when we were, teenagers in high school, Rob was our second drummer.
Hmm.
And then after Rob, we basically had Knack up until this project when he chose not to be involved in it. And we're like, what are we gonna do? And we're like, Rob, why not? Let's keep it in the family, because Dan,
Right.
obviously, John, Mike, and Dan are cousins. We all grew up together.
Yeah.
So we're like, we didn't want to go get someone we didn't know. And Rob was known back in the day on Long Island. I mean, fastest foot, used to play double bass. We used to do red hot, single bass drum, no double pedal, no nothing. And we were like, dude, what are you doing? Want to come shoot a video? And he's like, you serious? Like, yeah. And I said, here's a 13, 14 song set list. Start learning the songs, because hopefully, not hopefully, in 2024, we plan on playing.
Hmm.
But yeah, so that's what we did. We got everything rolling. We got everybody together, and we're gonna keep it happening.
Yeah. Who's the one who like really started wanting to get the band back together?
Well, we always like to say we've kind of never broke up. We talk
Hmm.
about it. We would talk about it daily.
Hmm.
It was just a matter of schedules and lives and
Yeah.
this and that. And we just came to a point where it was like all of us were just really, and when the pandemic happened, Mike basically sat in his man cave and was like, I'm going to work on my guitar playing.
Hmm.
And he just started playing like crazy. Now, Dan and John were doing their studio thing. This is South Florida, so for most parts of it, the pandemic didn't exist.
Right.
And my cover band played every weekend. The
Wow.
guys in my band, and it's interesting because I'll do everything from Blister in the Sun and the Weekend, but we'll throw in Iron Maiden and Metallica.
Hmm.
White Zombie. We mix it. So we play a wide variety down here, but I sing every weekend. So we kept playing, and I felt really comfortable. I felt confident after everything went back to normal, or as normal as it can be. Michael was like, I feel good. I'm writing, and he started sending us songs. Now Michael hasn't written a song in like 30 years, and he's like, so we were all laughing because we're like, all right, we call him the leader because he's the oldest. If the leader is throwing in stuff, we're like, all right. So John was just finishing up his project with his son's band Psycho Hill, and they were getting ready to release their stuff. John's like, I've got time. Dan was like, okay, I'm gonna block this time out for you guys to come up for the mix. He's like, I won't be able to write as much because I think at the time he was doing Ghost or Avenged Sevenfold. I don't remember which one he was doing,
Hmm.
but he's like, you guys got that covered. He goes, I'll throw a solo in later. He's like, I'll throw some parts in. He goes, just you guys handle it. So we were all like, cool. And as I said, Knack chose not to be involved. I was kind of doing some things I really didn't know, but John's like, I'll worry about getting the drums tracked. So all I know is John sent me the material done, and I'm like, okay. And and when it was time to shoot the video, we said, who can play? We wanted to get someone. We don't want to get someone who we didn't know, like a studio guy who did whatever. We want someone that we have history with. So Rob was the natural choice, and plus he could play the stuff. So we and he's like into it because he's like, oh my god, this is so wild. He's doing his own projects, but he's like, holy, this is cool. Back with everyone. So I think we all were on the same page at the same time, and it just worked. So it's a lot of good vibes because we're getting such good response from it.
Yeah. Yeah. Where did you film the video?
We filmed it shortly. I think it was April or May. I don't even know what day it is. It's so much stuff going on. But
It's Wednesday, I think.
yeah, we went up to Long Island. Tom Flynn, who's done Lamb of God, Buck Cherry, I think in this moment, or all another band, a Psycho Hill. He, John, had done some stuff with them, and we were like, hey, this is what the song's about. This is our vibe. And he came up with that. I liked the background we had. He's like, because it was this, a little social commentary, good and bad. So he did some non-specific weird things that went on, and he showed us his idea, and we were like, this is cool. This works. So,
Yeah.
and he's like, you guys haven't been around for so long. He's like, just play, just
Yeah.
stand in front of. He's like, just get your instruments and let's show the band as you are now, what you look like now, so people could be like, wow, okay, it's them.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about making videos now, though? Like, because everything's on YouTube. There's no more MTV. All that stuff is gone. So you're just making stuff for YouTube now. So what do you feel about that?
I've learned. I just figured this is a lot of it. It's weird because I sound like that guy who's like, get off my lawn.
Yeah.
I mean, it's new because it's like I kind of was just like doing my thing.
Right.
But I mean, I do miss, like when we were on tour with Metal Church in Europe with Cycles. I mean, Viva Television, the premiere of the Wicked Maraya video, another day. It was something,
Right. Right.
I liked how, excuse me, I liked how Massacre did this. So with ours, it was like, okay, single is going to be out now. The video is released on YouTube. I mean, it was still kind of an old school method, which we were kind of digging. And I liked that it was like the album will be released here. It just wasn't like, we were sitting home. Now, granted, I don't say this to put anybody down at all, because anyone who's doing their own music, God bless you, go for it, kill it.
Mm.
But it wasn't just like, okay, we did a song, here it is.
Right.
We wanted it to be a little exciting. We want there to be a build up. And in the couple of interviews that I've started doing, everyone actually has said we like single came out first with the video. Obviously I'm sure you got serviced the entire EP, but some other people were like, for those who didn't, this is a nice teaser for like, whoa, what's coming? What's coming? Because we've been, the social media, I mean, this was all new, the Spotify, the streaming, the getting on playlists. But as I said, we've got people that are helping us, and our monthly listeners jumped literally in 3 weeks. We went from nobody because we weren't doing anything. I think we're over 8,000 now, and that's just in 3 weeks.
Wow.
And it's growing because we're getting added to all these playlists. And we said we're going to capitalize on that. But I liked how it was a tease, because we were getting messages. Oh, can we hear another song? Can we hear another song? It's coming. I mean, I don't know, you can download the EP on the tomorrow. When's tomorrow? The 20th.
Tomorrow
No,
is it,
5 days.
16th.
5 days. I mean, it's only like $5. It's not like it's a $20 EP. Get it,
Yeah.
enjoy it, but I like that we didn't throw everything out there at once, because what that does then, it's not even out yet and it's oversaturated,
Mm.
And in all honesty, it's funny you said Resurrection before, because that's all I'll say on that. But let's just say that we've got one or two surprises that John and I worked on the day or two off we had when I went back up for the video shoot. And we may or may not have taken a song or two from other albums and done something interesting with them.
Mm.
That is going to be, say, something of a bonus in between. Once, we want chapters to have legs, because we plan on probably around January, possibly doing something. I'm not say possible. I'm going to say, yeah, to put the pressure on everybody. Maybe we're going to do something live from maybe where we did the final step up at Soundmind Recording. Maybe we're thinking maybe doing something there for a broadcast. But then, there's talk of the guys coming down here February for a couple of shows. There's some venues down here that really want us to play. We're working on possibly New York. Then I'll go up there. We don't want to be like last time where, okay, it's out and we're doing nothing. We want to be in people's faces. We want to play. We want everyone to know that this is not just, okay, we're done. We've already been contacting tour companies, booking agents. There's a festival in the States that wants us, call us. There's festivals in Europe. I mean, they're already booked up for a year in advance, but we're contacting them. We've already gotten some response like, wait, whoa, we had no idea you guys were alive. So we said, listen, if you can fit us in, great. If there's a side stage, if there's 3 or 4 venues around the local area, there's a band that wants us to come over, support act a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, let us know. We are going to be ready. We had a couple of possible offers now to coincide with the release, but we're honest with everyone. Some of the guys haven't played our material, in 20 years. Right. It's not the easiest. So everyone's working on getting their chops down. December, the guys up in New York are going to get together, get, the four of them rehearsing, get the songs tight, get all the basic stuff down. I told them I'm ready to go. Then I'll fly up. We'll do a couple of days of rehearsal. So we're all good. We'll have like 15 songs down. This way, if somebody calls, we can get on a plane and say, we can go play.
Right.
So we plan on this having legs until we have our little bonus stuff. And then we work on the next 8 songs of music. We will do like a full, at least 8-song, what is considered a full length record.
Yeah. Did you start any like not recording, but like working on like actual song titles or anything this time? Or
well, I guess we'll have to, because we can't continue with the chapter. So
no more chapters.
We'll just try to come up with the least corny, or maybe we'll go the opposite. We'll come up with the corniest song titles you can imagine. but
like episode 1, episode 2.
Yeah. So, but we're really we're excited, and we're grateful, for this, for you, for having us, and just for everyone who still remembers who we are, and then all the new people who are digging on it. It's so far, I mean, it's in its infancy. It's only been out like 3 weeks, but we're getting really killer feedback from it. So we're excited.
That's good, because the Spotify's got this new thing now. If you don't have 1,000 listeners, you don't get paid. So it's good to see that people are actually, you said you got like 8,000 already. So that's good, even though it's change, I don't know how much they really pay you, but it's good to know that people are actually listening to it,
Yeah, I mean, we know. I mean, look, we know this is, we've all, it's 20 something years later. I mean, who's, retired from their jobs, who's doing their own thing. So it's like, we know, if you make $1, hey, great. As long as we don't lose like $1 billion. But I mean, we just want to honestly keep playing, keep writing the music, because I think, we're really happy with what created. We're happy with it. Yeah. People are digging it. But honestly, we just want to get out really and play the old stuff, play the new stuff, and we'll see what happens. I mean, the outside, that'll tell us, the ether sphere out there will tell us if something happens, if there's a tour, if there's a festival. We're here, we're ready for 2024. So, and the Mule will keep working this to get it in everyone's brains, and then next year we'll take it the next step.
All right, cool. When's the last time you guys actually played together?
The last time we all let's see, I mean, it was great. We were all in the studio together, like this last, doing all of this, which was cool. And then we did the video, but obviously we weren't really playing. The last gig we did, which really wasn't all of us, because Dan didn't play. No. We did a gig in Valley Stream. Okay. A buddy of ours owned a bar called a Stumble Inn, and it was going to be our farewell show. And we went and we did it. Like I said, Dan just was like, oops, forgot, didn't make it. I don't know. He didn't want to drive to Pennsylvania. But so the last time we played together was sometime in 97. No, because Michael didn't tour 97. Wow, I'm forgetting this. I'm going to say 96. All of us were together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody's got a lot of practice to do.
Yeah. But it was funny because because we're who we are and we grew up together. Literally, we were together not 10 seconds, all 4 of us, when we got to Danny's studio. And it was like it was like we just saw each other last night. Yeah. Because we were right back into all the funny and the laughing and people who were in the studio were like, wait, you would never know you guys haven't all been in the same room together. But I said, that's what happens when you grow up together. You're like family. I mean, we talk and we, video chat and stuff, but
right.
It was just such a fun, probably the best studio experience we ever had besides the first album. I mean, this was great. It was good.
Yeah. Well, cool. And it shows in the music too. Cause like I said, it still has that Cycles type sound to it and everything. And you guys sound like Wicked Maraya, and Wicked Maraya is back. And yes. I can't wait until this releases, and it's really good. I heard the whole thing, so anybody who hasn't heard it, the 20th, November 20th, it'll be out and released digitally, and hopefully we get some physical releases, because I got the CDs, so I need some. I need to see.
Oh, see right there, that's a must. I mean, we got to have it. Even if we get 100 printed up, we'll get them out to the people who want them.
We only need 100. That's all.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get more, but for now we'll do 100.
Yeah,
they'll be worth thousands of dollars later on eBay.
Hey, we're hoping, but we're really just excited to get out, and it means a lot, really. I can't thank you enough for this, and just for the kind words, because I mean, obviously You could be delusional. We could be all delusional and go, this is great. And people go like, no, it's really not. But so far, and people we know who would be definitely brutally honest with us, even some people in the industry that we've been friends with for years, who we were even like, all right, we're going to send it because we've gotten brutality from them before. And I said, this is what we want. And come back. And, it's almost like it's funny because, like, sorry that we sound shocked. I'm like, no, it's cool. But they're like, this is really good. And they're like, I'm really happy to say that. And we were all like, cool. So we're in the right path.
Yeah. Do you think Cycles will ever get like a re-release or a reissue or remix or anything?
I don't know. I mean, I can be honest, I don't know how that works. I mean, I know we own it because it's ours now. I mean, I don't even think Mausoleum exists anywhere. They may, but I mean, it's ours. But the thing is, the actual tapes, which I was in charge of holding them. There was a storm, a leak, a flood. Even though they were protected, something happened. They got so there are no tapes. So I'm really not. I mean, I'm sure. I don't even really know how. I mean, I know this. There might be technology. Dan or John will be able to answer that for me. But without it actually being able to split up into tapes, because Danny actually has the machines in his studio where if I would have had the half inch, whatever it is, he could have probably remixed it. But I don't know how you do it with that. I mean, I know there's programs you could go and like change it and give it something, but who knows? I kind of dig how it is, but I mean, I wouldn't be fun to play around with it, or who knows?
Well, for people that because it's really hard to find, so people that can't find it, it'd be especially with the new release coming out and everything, just something extra that they can seek out.
Well, I know, I believe, I'm trying to think now. I think Cycles is on Amazon or Spotify. I don't know, but for a physical release. But we'll once we get all this set, I mean, we do want to have like everything available because it is all ours. I think we own everything. I mean, obviously Massacre has this, but it's out, so they're doing the right thing by it. So all the old stuff will have an avenue to get it or at least listen to it.
Yeah, I hope so too. Well, Falco, thank you very much for coming on the show. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to this ever since I heard that album Cycles to talk to you and the band about Wicked Maraya.
Well, Wayne, man, I cannot say how much I appreciate this enough. Thank you so very much for the time. And I look forward to reposting this on our page and everyone seeing it and supporting you, your band, your projects. That's what it's about. Everyone, especially in this time, just everyone support everybody. Yeah, and we want to do that because I mean we were treated well. I tell everybody in their interviews, from Metal Church to Yngwie, who people were calling us up at the time in fear for us. And Yngwie treated us. I cannot say it enough how Yngwie treated us with respect. And I mean, he loved the Cycles record too. He came in one day. We were on tour with him like 3 days, and he pretty much played us the whole album. He's like, I like this. And he played it. And we're like, of course he learned it because he's Yngwie, Right, but right. D Snyder, everybody treated us really well. So, we just want to give back and show our appreciation. So figure the best way we could do it is starting and put out good product. And then, we're here.
Yeah, we are here. And do you guys have a website, or is it just Facebook, or where can people
find it? We've got we actually have a link tree which has on wickedmaraya.com. There's a link tree, but we have Facebook, we have Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever it's called. But I know on our Facebook page is like a link, that link tree now, which is like the hub. So Linktree has the video, and then under it has every social media avenue that we have. But it's also on our wickedmaraya.com. At the bottom is all the little Instagrams, TikTok. I don't even know what I'm doing on TikTok, but
you're actually on TikTok yourself, or
the band. We've been posting videos, and some like we're getting ridiculous hits, and I'm like, okay. I mean, I know there's a trick and people do this and go viral, but I said we're learning, as I said, but we're placing ourselves everywhere for new people to see, and we're hashtagging everything and anyone, and we're getting a lot of fans from people who see it and go like, wow, this is cool. We never knew about you guys.
It's a lot of work. How do you like doing all that, the TikToks and the social media stuff? I mean, it's a lot of work.
It is. It's definitely a lot of work. I mean, I enjoy it, especially when I know what I'm doing. Like I know how to make a Facebook post. I can, promote certain things, but that's why we've got, and it's going to start soon. Someone going to help a little more with that, because everyone's like,
Yeah.
well, if you do a story or a reel or a splice or a snippet, and I'm going, yeah, don't know what you're talking about. I'm trying to, I really am.
Right.
But I'll go to one page and be like, all right, I'm gonna post this link, and you can't post the link. You have to post a picture and add music to it. Like, where do
Yes,
I
I
find
know.
our music? And I'm like,
Mhm.
but we can have people helping us, and professionals, and some unprofessional, yeah, and some non-professional. Like I said, we told all the kids in the choir, spread it, do whatever you can,
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I'm learning. I am, we're gonna do whatever we can to keep us out there.
Very cool. I look you up on TikTok. I'm not huge on TikTok, but I'm a huge watcher and a user of TikTok, so I will find you on there. I actually like
Okay, cool.
TikTok. It's fun. You got to create videos. You can't just. I do pictures once in a while, but you always got to have some kind of content so people will watch and may hopefully be interested. So
Right.
I kind of like it. It's fun.
Yeah, well, I did like the countdown to the records and stuff. I would just video
Yeah.
myself,
Yeah.
but everyone's like, it was funny, or like, I've been very good today, but I talk with my hands a lot. So
I do
like,
too, and I don't know why. It's
well,
just
dude, that's
it's
what
a
we
Long
do.
Island thing.
It is. It's Long Island, Italian, whatever it is. It's what we do.
Yeah.
But so like sometimes on video, I'll be like, oh, I'm talking, because because a couple of my friends like reposted stuff making fun of me, like like doing some like Snapchat different face, but they're like, Falco here,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh my, you guys are killing me. But it was funny, they took off on my thing. It was
Yeah.
good.
I catch myself doing it all the
Yeah,
time too, and I'm like, I gotta like you're doing, like hold your arms.
yeah, I sit there. I'm always like, don't do anything.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
because even when I sing, everyone's like, what's the thing? I'm like, I don't know. I just do it.
You just do it. Yeah, exactly.
But
Really cool. Well,
I
thank
like
you.
your room, dude. Then that's it's. I got my backdrop, which obviously I don't live inside the chapters
Yeah.
EP. But that's your studio room?
Well, this is technically my garage, but yes, I turned it into I record in here and I do this show in here. So
Oh,
yeah.
no, that's cool. That's not wallpaper. Like I got that's
No. That's
legit.
actually real. Yeah.
That's killer, dude. See, we're old school. I look at that and go, nice.
Yeah. Well, next time you're in Valley Stream, stop by. I'm not too far away.
Yeah, you're right around there. Oh yeah, we'll touch
Well,
base.
I like 45 minutes away, so that's not.
Oh, dude, yeah, no, without it, we're gonna be, like I said, we're gonna be up. We're planning some January. I may only go up, be in the Pennsylvania area, depending, but after that, we're gonna work on getting some gigs. And like we said, anybody knows venues. I mean, I miss the days of February's and Sundance and all that. So
so many places. I'm sure since you've been here, so many places have closed. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, is there even any live venues out on the island? I know what was.
Yeah, there's a couple. There's one I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head right now. One that my band was trying to play for a while, but we just didn't do it.
There was one in Huntington we used to do. I can't remember if it's still out there back in the day.
Yeah, I don't
Played
know.
there with Ingve. It was gee, I can't remember it, but I know it. Scenes change, but look, I'm sure there's places in the city or around.
Yeah,
but we're looking forward to getting up there and definitely getting out and playing live.
There is still places around somewhere. You just gotta look for them. That's all.
Yeah.
Well,
cool.
Good luck and let me know. So maybe if you do come to the New York, Long Island area, I will definitely have to check you guys out because.
Oh yeah, we'll do something.
Yeah, very cool. Again, thank you very much for coming on the show, and good luck with Wicked Maraya Chapters EP.
Thank you very much, man. We'll talk soon, Wayne. Thank you so much.
Everybody. Thank you much for. Geez, let me start that over. Thank you very much for watching Rat Salad Review. Make sure you hit subscribe, and November 20th, Wicked Maraya cycles.
Close enough.
Chapters. They both start with C, so whatever.
That's it.
Chapters, November 20th. Check it out, and we will see you guys actually in like 5 minutes because we're coming back on at 8:00 with another guest. All right, see you then.
That's how it feels.
Bye-bye.
Nice. Thank you.
All right.